Hello, and welcome to round one of GP. It's a placing Goldpeak, Goldpeak Gateway, Goldpeak Towers. That's where we are. Uh, sorry, kind of all the convention centers on Island look the same. We are in round one. We are fighting Catalyst. Catalyst is on a deck I was definitely not prepared for. It's just red-green mid-range. They got Strangles and Momentous Strikes. They got Majesty. They're ramping into stuff with where is it? Huskforger Acolyte and where's the other one? Dark-Ticket Howler. And then just got a big pile of 4-drops. Huntmaster of the Fells, Warden of Tremors, Estwold Brigand, and stuff to trigger their Majesty. So best card in my deck is certainly going to be Fateful Ascent. Lots of great targets for Fateful Ascent. I really want to reserve this for their good for Majesty and or their good 5+ mana cards, and then just get them dead. I can also grind. I think I might have more card advantage than them as long as they can't stick a Warden of Tremors. Okay, important die roll. That's a 2. Can they beat a 2? Yeah. So I don't know how this like. I think it's gonna be a good old mid-range fest. Okay. So I've certainly played a lot of mid-range matchups in my life. This looks like a 2/3 4-drop on the draw with a removal spell. I mean, doesn't have Fateful Ascent, but I don't know. I can't just mulligan all hands that don't have Fateful Ascent. Obviously, would love to draw a Fang of the Pale Thorn with this hand, but they don't have Huskforger, which is very appreciated. Spiraling Canyons. This is just gonna be tapped Wind-Beaten Stones here. Yep. Question: if they play a Dark-Ticket Howler on turn 2, which is their only 2-drop, do I Bleeding Out it? It's a good question. I do have it. Okay, let's see what we draw and then consider that question. We draw a mountain. Okay, so we drew 2 lands. So if I leave this in play, they could play a 4-drop. The only 4-drop in their deck is Huntmaster. Actual 4-drop in their deck is Huntmaster, right? Yeah, they could also play like 3+1. They could play like Anomaly plus Strangle or something. If I do that. So Bolt the Bird principle tells me I should probably Bleeding Out here. Um, but and Bleeding Out does not have a great number of targets other than Dark-Ticket Howler. Like once they start getting their 4s and 5s, it can kill a Majesty token, I guess. But once they start getting their bigger creatures, they don't really die to Bleeding Out as much anymore. It does mean I'm like I'm not playing Rose on Firebrand for a while. Like I'm gonna play this Temple Origins. So I could Bleeding Out right now. Next turn Anomaly. Next turn Sunset Champion, which is a great curve out. Could easily just take them down. Um, or I could Bleeding Out. Next turn Anomaly. Next turn Sunset Champion. I'm dealing so much less damage that way. It does get a card in my graveyard, so I think Anomaly will have a thing will be able to pump itself on the first go, which it otherwise wouldn't. Firebrand is good later because it got Haste and Wither both relevant here. I'm on the draw. I think it's Bleeding Out here, but I would not be surprised if a more experienced aggro pilot would throw out the Firebrand here. Okay. Do they have Fabricated Anomaly or Majesty? Those are their 3-drops. Decent, there's like 8 cards they would play here. They drew a Huskforger. They really didn't have that earlier because they would have gone Temple into Huskforger earlier. Okay, so it's just a Huskforger Central Arborist. They're very far from being ancient here. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to be discarding some lands with Fabricate Anomaly. That's what's going to happen. Mountain. Play Anomaly. Make the matching puzzle box. Ship the turn. They could Strangle this. Strangle is certainly a card they could have in hand. I haven't given them a good target yet. They have access to 4 mana, so they could start playing some threatening things here. I do like one reason I do like getting out Anomaly and then Sunset Chamber. It does get me through my deck faster. I'm going to find my Fateful Ascents very important faster this way. They tap Temple of Origins, so Huntmaster is online, although Huntmaster is really not that threatening of a card when I have a puzzle box in play. No, and they're just going for Majesty. And they have no attacks here. And I'm going to discard this extra mountain, draw Fateful Ascent. Okay, that opens up some possibilities. Ooh, and Cash Thrasher too. So, I can Fateful Ascent the Majesty, and then play one of my 2-mana haste creatures and swing in. And if I play Cash Thrasher, I can get a counter on Anomaly and a Cash Thrasher, hit them for 6. They got 2 cards in hand. They have 5 mana. They only have 1 Warden of Tremors. And just like I guess it could be Feudrak of Ashmouth. It doesn't even do that much. It does 2 damage to something. It's not like I'm not going to have any 2 toughness creatures by then. Yeah, let's discard Spiraling Canyon, draw a card. Wow, second Fateful Ascent makes this play really easy. Okay. Let's go Fateful Ascent on the Majesty. Get their chart. Play Cash Thrasher, swing 6. Crucially, gets Cash Thrasher out of Feudrak range and Fabricate Anomaly out of Strangle range. Not that they appear to have those cards. Ooh. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to play that. They don't block, they just go to 14. If they tap out for a big creature, I got Fateful Ascent. If they don't tap out for a big creature, they're not gonna be able to block my 3/3 Cash Thrasher. Flourishing Crevasse. You have 6 mana. They can play any card in their deck. They're close, I guess, to Central Arbor becoming a 3/4. Okay, they're not that close, right? There's no land in the graveyard, so they're 3 lands away. This is Estwald Brigands. Okay. It's like it's a 5 mana 4/5 haste, and it draws them a card. It draws them a Husk Forger specifically. It's annoying. I probably will Fateful Ascent it. It probably has to stay back on blocks here. Ooh, Momentous Strike. Okay, that was the card they had in hand. That makes sense. They had no way to use that. Well, okay, let's play. What's the card in their hand? Oh, wait, the card in their hand is Husk Forger. I know all the cards in there. I know the one card in their hand. That really helps here. What does the backside do? They could pass the turn to try to make this do something. Yada yada. They can put a creature from their hand on the battlefield. They don't have any of those. Oh, right, they did mill 2 lands, so this is nearly at that point of being a 3/4. They're considering attacking with either of these creatures. Oh, Central Rivers has Vigilance, so they always attack with this one. Okay, the attack of Eswell Bridgeman really helps me, because it means I do not have to play Fateful Ascent this turn. I guess this could get big enough that it's a good blocker. They're really hoping to hit a land with that Travail 1. They keep on top, so not a land. I take my 5. Okay. Draw Genotype Splicer. That's nice. That can give my creatures haste eventually, or not haste, but flying eventually. I think I'm going to. Let's see. My options. I could play Rose on Firebrand and kill Eswell Brigands, but Brigands isn't doing anything. It's just a 4/5. I'd rather save this for something more impactful. I'll take my 4. It's no problem. I think I'm playing just Sunset Champion this turn. I'd like to hit a land. Um, I could also go in for the kill a lot more. Rose on Firebrand plus Fateful Ascent or even plus Genotype Splicer here. Um, that would get me in for another 6, put into 8. Um, and then like Genotype Splicer can teach Cast Thrasher flying, and that's getting them pretty close to dead, and they don't have a Eswell Brigands. They like the top card of their library. They didn't mill of Central Arborist. So I was like, is it something I will have to hit with Fateful Ascent? It could be something like a. Let's see. The card in hand is Huskforger. They have 6 mana. Could be the one of Warden of Tremors, not that does anything if they don't have a land as well. Huntmaster, I guess. Fudrak doesn't do much. So yeah, I think Fateful Ascent's not that impactful here. I think I just want to run out Sunset Champion. And I think I want to attack first. Yeah. Well, that's hi, dead gone. Brazen Burglar. Okay. Take their 3. I'm going to play Sunset Champion. And if I don't hit a land, I might go looking for one. Plains. Excellent thing to hit off Sunset Champion. So I have the option of Brazen Burglar next turn if I want it. But I also have the option of Genotype Splicer, Teach Sunset Champion, Flying. Top card, it could be one of the other 2 Momentous Strikes. That's their only answer to Sunset Champion right now. Yeah, between Rose on Firebrand and Genotype Splicer, I could have some surprising lethals or lethal threats pretty soon. They could still attack with Eswald Brigands, but I think I am the beatdown at this point. So they might be forced to keep this back to give themselves a blocker for Sunset Champion. So yeah, next turn probably Genotype Splicer, teach whichever creature I need flying, plus play one of these 2-drops. Which if they have a threatening card, Fateful Ascent, otherwise Rose on Firebrand. I might even teach Cast Thrasher flying because Champion already has Trample. They could crack Chart, which would let them pump Central Arborist. Because it'll get them a land. They're going to get in for 4 with Eswald Brigands. They're not afraid of Sunset Champion. They have no burn that can hit Faith, by the way. They have no burn that can hit Faith, and I don't believe they have any haste creatures either. So their lethal threats are very easy for me to predict. Although I should watch for Huskforger activated ability. I did something they have up now. They could keep up all their mana and just block and activate Huskforger as their theoretical answer to Sunset Champion. Oh no, yeah, they're just going to pass, transform Estwald Brigands. Okay. They turn it into Callan Marauders. They can put a creature card onto the battlefield. It's a fabricated anomaly. Cool. It's a good card. Third has reach, but Sunset Champion is a 4/4. I could play Brazen Burglar, but at this point, they're going to be able to clog up the ground pretty well. At instant speed, they can crack Chart, discard Pebble Block. They can also pump Huskforger. So I think this is just Genotype Splicer. Do I even discard Firebrand here? I think that's not the answer. It's Genotype Splicer, Give champion flying hit with it. Let the Brazen Burglar go into exile. Genotype Slicer. And I don't think they can lethal me this turn, not through Fateful Ascent. Oh, wait. Wait, I forgot. This is still my updo. I get a draw step. It's a genotype. It's a Vi the first year. I don't think that matters. That's a chump blocker at this point. I can play Genotype Splicer. I might even discard that to Puzzle Box, honestly. Start of combat. Ooh, Sky Pillar. Sky Pillar is enormous. Block. Theoretically, this is reach. They can block with it. No, they just take it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exactly. I'm not going to play a second spell. So Kralin Horde Mirage does not flip. Instead, I'm just going to put down the Sky Pillar and put a counter on Cash Rasher, making it a 4/4 first. Oh, not first strike, but 4/4 blocker. Next turn, I can teach Cash Thrasher Flying and Sunset Champion Lifelink. I'm just going to pass, leave up Fateful Ascent. You're going to tap, discard the Husk Forger we know about, draw a random card. And then pump Husk Forger. Yep. It's now a 5/5 trample. Okay. If they attack, I probably am forced to Fateful Ascent on the 6/5. But I'll let them Fabricate Anomaly first. They discard a land that puts them to Setral Arborist. Okay, their board's pretty big, but they do need to find an answer. I guess they can chump with Arborist. A lot is going to depend on like what their attacks look like here. They show me their last card. It's Dark Siget Howler. Okay, so now I know what I'm playing around. They can activate Charp, but they can't Rummage. They've already used Puzzle Box this turn. Okay. Unfortunately, okay, if I could Fateful Ascent Arborist. Okay, I have lethal. I believe this is guaranteed lethal. I can Faithful Ascent one of the ground creatures, not block, not die. I believe. Five. Oh, maybe I do die. Maybe I still have. Maybe I'm still forced to block. Wait, I can be forced to block Kralin Horde. This is complicated now. They have to make their attacks. They have to make decisions first. But I believe, okay, I don't need Splicer anymore. Is the answer. Chump with Splicer, kill Central Arborist with Fateful Ascent. Then I can Sky Pillar to give Cast Thrasher flying, hit them for 9 in the air, and they have no reach creatures. And they can't. If I kill Central Arborist and Chump Crowl and Horde Marauders, they don't have 11 damage with the rest of their board. So that's my guaranteed lethal setup here. They get to Surveil and Fabricated Anomaly first, and I'm going to let them do that. Yep, they put a counter on this. And this I believe works. Fateful Ascent on Arborist, Chump on Crowl and Horde Marauders. Take 5. This dies, this dies. This doesn't have reach, this doesn't have reach. They can... Did they cast 2 spells this turn? I don't think they cast 2 spells this turn. In any case, none of their creatures have flash, so that doesn't matter. They have no way of doing anything instant speed. Oh yeah, theoretically, yeah. If they had infinite mana, they could theoretically chart into a path, cycle the path. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need a permanent. Whoops. Well, that's okay. I can just cast one of my cards in my hand. That's a 10th permanent. That also works, I guess. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6 lands. Sure. Play Vi the first hero. Give flying. And yeah, this doesn't have reach. Doesn't have reach. Yeah, that's 9 in the air. Clean! Nice clean fight here. Okay, let's get in this frag. That's useful. These strangled are nice. These Advance of Fire and Fate do not have great targets. And Vi is just a little slow. A little small. Yep, that's about the extent of the sideboarding I can do. I'm not, like, super well sideboarded for this matchup, although, winning game 1 is a great sideboarding plan. I could bring in the Evavivas. I think they're not exactly what I want to be doing. It's possible they're better than Advance of Fire and Faith. Obviously, the uncounterability doesn't matter. I think I mostly want to go under them. Advance, at least, it kills Huskforger. I wasn't considering bringing them in before. There's also Curse of Eerie Streets. I don't think that's what I want to be doing. The 5/5? Like, what are they bringing in? They're bringing in Saboteur's Immolation. But, like, their creatures are not really big enough to brawl with Evaviva. Let's bring in one of those. You know what? Let's bring in one of those. Okay. This hand looks just fine to me. Cash Thrasher, Brazen Burglar, got a Bleeding Out at some point, plus a Red Hot Rider at some point. Huskforger? No Huskforger. Draw Sunset Champion. Okay. This Prime Fisher is probably getting the one of Plains, but there's no, like, rush on that. I would like to draw... I wouldn't mind just drawing the Plains to get me to Sunset Champion mana. So I'll just play Mountain Pass. I'm not going to run out Red Hot Rider. Maybe if I had Fabricated Anomaly in hand, I would just do naked Red Hot Rider, but I don't think there's a reason to do that if I have no way to buff it coming up in the future. Okay, this is a repeat of game 1. Ooh, interesting. Now very interesting. Do I Bleeding Out it? Do I Strangle it? Or do I guess I could play Cash Thrasher. Last time I had Rose on Firebrand, which can attack Through Howler. Playing Cash Thrasher this clearly makes no sense. The question is, do I Bleeding Out or do I Strangle here? I think it's Bleeding Out on account of just spend my mana efficiently. It's entirely possible next turn my play is Cash Thrasher plus Strangle. In which case I'll be glad I did it that way. Makes sense to me. Yeah, we're just going to do the same thing. And we're going to hope to not top deck another one of my many Primal Fissures, because that would be awkward. Okay, hoping not Majesty here. I have answers to the other threes. Ooh, might be Majesty. Don't like that. It's Anomaly. Okay, I'm going to strangle that. Well, yeah, they're going to keep playing it. I'm going to strangle that and Cash Thrasher, I think, is the line here. I have an Anomaly of my own, but I think the double spell here is more valuable. Primal Fisher for... I think it still is Plains, as much as I actually have no white cards in my hand. Strangle here. And play Cash Thrasher. Or the Frag, I'm probably not playing. Next turn, no land. I get to play Fabricated Anomaly, pump the Cash Thrasher to a 3/3 first strike. Hopefully that's big enough to get in. Brazen Burglar, also an option if for some reason that's what I want to do. The last ability in Brazen Burglar is quite annoying for them in this matchup. Top deck a land. Could be Sunset Champion, could be one of the 3-drops plus Red Hot, which is now online. Yeah, it's just a fair mid-range slugfest. They have the Strangle of their own, so I'm going to get to keep this Frag around. And they're going to adventure a Rex Tyrannos. Gets a creature or land from among them. This Frag, I think, is going to be... This cached Frag is going to be nice. They get another Fabricated Anomaly, which is, like, not that useful with a puzzle box already in play. It's something. If I draw a land, it's probably Sunset Champion. If I don't draw a land, it's probably Anomaly, try to find a land. Or I guess... Yeah, I'm just... Land makes this much more convenient. Which is Anomaly is a great card on its own. This costs 7 mana to put down. And it has attack triggers. Show me land. Sky Pillar. That's a great land. I'm going to play the Sunset Champion. They just can't kill that next turn, I believe. They're actually incapable of killing that from their current position, which is great news. Yeah, this is not going to happen. Yeah, gonna run up Sunset Champion. I don't know. Or the Windbeaten Stones. Great. It's my land next turn. Next turn, Brazen Burglar plus Red Hot Rider, Anomaly plus Red Hot Rider. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I play Anomaly plus Rider, I can then activate Sky Pillar and hit them for 5 in the air with Sunset Champion. That seems pretty good. Oh, they're thinking about Puzzle Box. Wait, that's right. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's not bad. I think probably gonna be my play next turn. That seems like a good play. Hit for 5 in the air, continue drawing cards with Sunset Champion. Their only way of killing it is Momentous Strike, for which they'll need a 5-power creature. They don't have many of those. They got a puzzle box, so presumably they're gonna play something powerful this turn, because they didn't play much powerful last turn. Yeah, just a Fateful Ascent, and I'll be feeling real safe with this hand. Even without, I think I've got a good bet. What is this? Oh, it's this thing! Ha! Untapped. Okay. They have hate for my land. Wow. Okay, on one hand, I really would I really liked having that land. On the other hand, they just spent a full card from their hand, um, playing a just messing with my land. Which, like, of all the things they could have in their hand, I know one of the cards in their hand. Okay, there's Momentous Strike on. I know one of the cards in their hand is a Fabricated Anomaly, which doesn't do much right now. I'm surprised they brought this in. It's exactly for Sky Pillar, I guess. You don't feel great about hitting a puzzle box with this. They play a Huntmaster. Fine by me. What does the backside of Huntmaster do? Yada yada. It deals 2 damage to something. It's a 4/4. Sure. Doesn't really matter. I guess it can theoretically block Sunset Champion. I'm going to pump it with Anomaly. Eviviva, you say? I mean, that looks like it's going to be good. This game, I could swing with Sunset Champion and just, like, accept the trade. And 2 for 1 of them, and then run out Eviviva. This costs 7, this costs 7, but they're just huge creatures with no abilities. I do have options here. I could Anomaly, and then I could get Sunset Champion up to a 5/5, so they can't even block. I could also deploy the Frag from Exile to kill Huntmaster. All of these seem like great options. I think I'm fine with the trade, to be honest. I mean, like, they have to be considering whether they want to pass the turn, flip this. That starts getting a little annoying for me. Um, and I just want to. I think playing this Eviviva seems pretty good. I'm gonna attack with Sunset Champion. There's a second Windbeam, so that's not very useful to me. Would they like to double block? No. So I saw it. Yeah. Nice Shocking a Windbeaten Stones and play Eviviva Grip Exec. How do they feel about this? They could pass, Huntmaster flips, kills Warrior, and then I frag it and smack them for 9? And that involves them casting no spells this turn? It's not like they have instants in their deck. So that's literally just them casting no spells this turn cycle, if they do that. Yeah, I mean this game I just played threat, threat, threat. My creatures are bigger than theirs. They're discarding land, so they're not going for these 7 drops. They get to play a Fabricated Anomaly and make a new puzzle box. They could swing in with Huntmaster, and I'll just block it. I'll trade for Huntmaster. I'll play Aviva. I'll trade Aviva for Huntmaster plus Strangle, or Huntmaster plus Momentous Strike. That's fine by me. So yeah, I just got big creatures with Titan triggers, and they don't seem to have great answers to that. I do wish I had that Sky Pillar. That Mantico's Rose actually did something. It's very funny. Oh, they are attacking with 2/3/3s, probably? No Anomaly. So this means they have one of the 3 damage. They have one of the remove. Wait, it has to be Strangle, right? It's exactly Strangle. So I block here. They strangle it post combat. Strangle's gonna get something anyways. And I like getting this Huntmaster off the board. It means they can't flip it later and be annoying to me. Yeah, I'll just block. I don't care. I'm ahead. I'm ahead. I want to trade. They have exactly Strangle, which I know. That's okay. Because this turn I can play Anomaly and pump both of my guys. Ooh, Genotype Splicer. That's great too. But not necessary here because they have no good blocks. I'm going to play Fabricated Anomaly. I'm going to wait on Red Hot Rider because I want to see the Sunset Champion and Warrior card. Play Fabricated Anomaly. Make myself a puzzle box. Attack with both. Exile my entire graveyard. They just eat 8 damage. I have a Sunset Champion trigger, which is until the end of next turn, and I have a Warrior trigger, which is until the end of this turn. I guess I'll play the one I can only play this turn. And I'll play Red Hot Rider. Ooh! I can play this on any turn. A creature I control dealt damage to a player. Technically, this token is wrong. I could use Puzzle Box to discard Brazen Burglar, I guess. Brazen Burglar is fine. Yeah, I have no need to discard anything. I've got 2 removal spells up. They have 0 cards in hand. I can Genotype Splicer to give my guys flying next turn. Yeah, this seems like a pretty good board state. I don't know. I'm gonna get to hit my land drop next turn no matter what. I can Failed Passage plus Frag. That's probably good enough. They discard Darksicket Howler. They can't play these. They only have 5 mana, so they can't get to 7 this turn. I don't see how they get out of this one. Yep. Nice, easy GG's. Yep, I'm gonna be honest. I think we're both kind of mid-range decks. I'm a little more aggressive than them. Normally, the slightly slower mid-range deck is favored, but I think in my case, I just had better cards. um, Huntmaster Fells looked a little sad that game. Um, Even like Darksicket Howler, Estfall Brigands, like they managed to deploy this big 5-drop that's meant to take over the game, and it didn't do an enormous amount. But yeah, I just think the red-green mid-range kind of has legs, and they gave me a run for my money in game 1. But I think the card advantage off of Sunset Champion was huge. Both of these games kept my engine running, kept me doing powerful things. Sky Pillar, obviously, was a huge part of that matchup. The fear of Sky Pillar forcing them to sideboard in bad cards. But yeah, 1-0. We still got it. We're going to be rusty after a month off, but it looks like I am not. We're moving on 1-0 to round 2, so see you then, and a good night.